Hello everyone, Sunset Duck Tomb. Welcome to another mod overview, this time on Apple Trees Revived. A mod that simply adds in two new apple trees, the regular and the golden. Now, depending on the version, I assume there'll be certain differences. The only differences are mostly more like extra stuff, which I'll get into. But the basics that you'll encounter in any version, whether 113 or 115, will be that you have the crafting recipes for both the trees, and I'm pretty sure this is how you get them. They don't naturally spawn, so you do need, obviously, an oak sapling. Maybe if you have some other way of going about it, you can change whatever sapling's there. We'll actually try if there is other ways to do it without. By default, it's just showing oak in the recipe. Obviously there's leaves and also apples underneath, so you can see the stages and how many there is before it gets to being a matured apple. There's also certain language support there. So, go to 113.2, you can see an oak sapling and an apple to make the apple sapling. We've got the gold and then the apple sapling there to upgrade it to the other tier, or other apple type. So just place one down, and we'll place one down, and we'll get some bonemeal. I can't use GEI in this version, so I'm gonna have to... I'm already creative, what am I thinking? Cheat it in this way. So just do this, like one. Guess we got that. I'm assuming either it takes a bit, or it's just my chances. Yeah, I always forget. Yeah, I'm in 113.2, why am I thinking older versions, but it's not the case. You just use it instantly. Anyways, so we've got our sort of little thing here, which just says it's an apple. We bonemeal this, we've got one, we've got two, so I assume we can skip a few stages, it seems? No, no. Okay, so it depends. Each time you bonemeal it, what will happen. So you can easily skip it in 2 stages, maybe it might take 3, it depends. And you've got yourself an apple. Go to survival, and yep, so you just break it. So no right clicking, just breaking it as if it were like a leaf block or something. And yep, so we do have one here as well. Now, if we bonemeal, does that mean no? So there's nothing there. Now, my guess is that it'll be, as long as you have the same leaves there, that it will keep generating apples, but I don't know for sure. Other than that, it may be just you've gotten the apples from it, and then you have to keep crafting to make a new sapling every time, I assume. We'll find out in the later version what the case is, but my guess is that this is how it works. And I only vaguely remember how the original mod works that this is based on, so yeah. Other than that, the only things really of note is if we just go to the 1.1 version for 113.2, you can see obviously tree population's changed, properties have changed, how it checks for them, the height, added world gen apparently, so maybe it does generate in the world, I just haven't come across it, and it's only in forests and plains. So we'll actually have a look, see if I can find any of those biomes. Now there's no locate biome for 113.2 that I can use, so that's unfortunate. I'll just fly around and we'll see. And obviously I'll move on to the 115 version, which will have a lot more additional things as well, including other mobs that can interact with it as well. So we'll get to that. I don't seem to be having any luck with biome generation at the moment. I'm only finding spruce biomes mostly, besides that savanna. And obviously the occasional water. And ocean biomes. Nothing here? Really? That's unfortunate. Ah, come on. Do I have to generate another world just to see it? I may have to. Come on. No, we're just getting continuous spruce biomes. That is unfortunate. Oh boy. Come on. No, just ocean at this point. Okay. So we'll go to another world. And we'll generate another one and see what happens. And see if that works, per chance. We'll just do that. While that's doing that, I might just go to the other versions. So we got I think it's only Forge for 113.2. I assume there is other ones that support it. We'll just check real quick. No, there is 115.2, it just doesn't show up on the side there. So there is for Fabric and Forge on 114 and otherwise, and there is obviously older versions as far back as 112. And then obviously 112.2 and so on going up, so yeah. Anyways, so back to our 113.2. Do we have a... hang on, or is that just the flowers? It's just the flowers. So we're in a forest, but that's a spruce one. So that's not it. What else are we getting? Can I find any natural world gen of these? I don't know if they also like spread or something. My guess would be not. When you leave a tree there, and the apples don't drop and then like create more and more, sort of, either. It doesn't seem to be that I'm finding anything. Obviously I'm a lot higher up, so I'm not going to see much unless it's the apples underneath, but I don't see anything otherwise. Got a swamp there, but nothing on the... unless they're really rare, that's the thing, I don't know. I would assume so. Even though apples already are sort of a rarity with how many leaf blocks you need to harvest to get them. Oh well, I'll move on to the 115 version. So we'll get out of this because we don't need any more. And other than that, the Fabric 115 I thought I'd use because why not? And obviously recipes exactly the same as you'd expect. I assume they act exactly the same. What am I missing? Fancy one off, because I don't need that right now, and we'll get rid of nighttime. Yeah, it should be fine. Survival, I think. Come on. So, let's see. Okay, maybe I want creative. Come on. Okay, so we'll do this, and we'll do this, and have enough spacing. We'll get ourselves some bone meal. And so we've got a height difference there. We can see... actually, was the other... interesting, did I actually generate a red one properly on the other? I think it was only generating red, it wasn't generating gold. Interesting, okay, glad I covered the 113.2 version then. So yeah, obviously it'll be exactly the same in how they, you know, increase in possible growth stages, and harvesting them is probably the same. I assume in terms of the potential apples that appear on the tree, it'll be exactly the same. I don't know if they appear on leaves. Doesn't seem like you can bone meal that to happen though. And obviously they taste and act exactly as you expect because they're still apples. The other things to know for these old newer versions, depends obviously with some, but I think it shouldn't matter if I just go to the forge one here. 115, you can see obviously the features. You've got natural generation, only regular apple trees. Saplings can be crafted, we know that. Drop at max age, so they do drop in the world, okay. Trees have a chance to spawn with a beehive, so that's another possibility. They can be destroyed by Ravagers, so if you do encounter Ravagers at all, they can interact with the trees, and obviously, I assume knock all the apples down, or possibly destroy the tree. Well, I'll see if I can get that to happen. And they need to be attached to a leaf block. Or else the apple breaks. So does that mean I can maybe place apples on here? Or something? No, and there's no apple seeds or any type of thing. So, yeah. Try and get a Ravager to interact with these if I can. Yep, so that happened. Okay, so what do we get? We got one apple, and then obviously the rest are destroyed, but if they were a fully grown apple, then we wouldn't have that problem. Okay, fair enough. If we go bone meal... yeah, okay, so we've got the two of them there. That's fine. Cool, so that can happen. It seems that they also do destroy the leaves and wood as well, so they are going to destroy the tree, but not completely from where it's positioned, just a few blocks. So there is that. I'm assuming there isn't that much difference with the 1.14 version either. Probably fairly similar. Yada yada yada. Yep, pretty much the same. That's a later version than the old version there. So, 1.14 textures. A few other things. Most of this stuff's pretty much the same. I'm assuming it's not just the 1.15 version that has the Ravager part, I'd assume. Is it like in the Forge version or something? Any noticeable difference? I don't think so. Unless it's just the feature they came up with at the time, most likely. So yeah. There's no configs, so you can't tweak like how many apples appear on trees, or how fast they grow, or certain other bits and pieces. Or whatever other potential there is for like modded apples or something like that. But yeah, if you want apples to spawn on trees, and especially gold ones, then you can. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.